In what feels like, gosh, like 7 lifetimes ago, way back in 1986, I got my first job, my first big job. I had graduated from Temple University with a degree in music education, and I didn't even know what kind of music teacher I wanted to be honest with you. But I landed in this school district where the band director, the high school band director, was leaving. I was there as a long-term substitute, and we met each other, and he said, "Hey, look, I'm going to be retiring from this position at the end of next year, and I want you to be the person who succeeds me." So I thought that was pretty cool, right? So I had to decide if that was a job I wanted to have. And I quickly realized this was a pretty cool opportunity and I should take it. So I did. And the next September, he and I worked together for an entire year. He was like my mentor. In fact, he was the very first mentor outside of my mom or my dad that I had in life. And his name's Larry. His name was Larry. Larry passed away. I guess it's about maybe 6 or 8 years ago now. Sad day for me and his family, but what a great man he was. Anyhow, I remember going into his office the first time, and right above the desk, he had this poster that said, "If you were to die today, tomorrow, everyone would be saying, 'Larry who?'" And he had that there because he wanted to remind himself to not be so self-indulgent, right? To not see himself as so important, because we can all be replaced. That's a fact of life. If you haven't figured that out yet, we are all replaceable, right? There were people around 100 years ago without us. The world was spinning, the world was turning, and in 100 years from now, it will be spinning and turning without us, and people may or may not remember who we are. But he had this sign up that said, "If you were to die today, tomorrow they would be saying, 'Larry who?'" And I remember saying, "Larry, that would never happen. Come on, are you kidding? You're beloved. You're a great person. Of course people remember you." Well, fast forward a year, and now I was the band director. It was just me. We weren't doing this together any longer. He moved to a different position in the school district, and it was time for the first football game. So the band is arriving. Parents are dropping kids off. I'm nervous. It's our very first football game. It's the first time I have the reins of this whole machine by myself. And Larry, being the great person he was, came to support me. He walks in the band room for the first time, not as the band director. He walked into the band room, and one of the ninth grade parents walked up to him and said, "Excuse me, sir, can I help you?" In fact, so it's not a year later. It's a year later from our first conversation, but it was just a few months removed from June when he was last band director. Here we are in September, and someone was saying, "Larry who? Who's this guy?" It happened that fast. That's how fast it happened. Larry who? What's my point? Well, this is what I learned. Never take yourself so seriously. Never believe you are irreplaceable. Always bring value to other people. Always give everything your best in the moment, because in just a few months they might be saying, "Who's this guy?" Make sure you leave your mark on the world today. Do we all love and remember Larry? You better believe we do. But he knew enough to realize he was not more important than what he was doing. Don't take yourself so seriously, because tomorrow they might be saying, "Who's this guy?" Have a great day. That's what I learned.